Hey everybody, it's me, Sven Sharpen here, bringing you day number 166 of Let's Talk About Autism. Before we get started, I'd love you to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below the video. It would help me out tremendously. So in today's video is the 5th iteration of the Autistic Detransitioners, a series within a series where I talk about the stories of autistic detransitioners and what they went through. And in this episode, I'll be talking about Cristina Hineman, who is a wonderful young lady from the Hudson Valley region in New York, between New York City and Albany. So Cristina had a pretty happy childhood. So she was a wonderful little girl, girly girl, happy for most of her childhood, was homeschooled most of her childhood. Like, things were going pretty well. But then puberty hit her like a truck, and she realized same-sex attraction at the same time. She was about 12, which brought her down a long path of confusion and distress. But you know, it wasn't like it was all bad, but it was a problem. And she even got a chest binder long before she ever identified as trans. But because her childhood was pretty good up to this point, it took quite a lot for her to identify as trans. Like, it took years of confusion and stress and sadness and, you know, sensory issues as well with the puberty. And she was put in public school around 10th grade. She then had a trans friend group. She fell for internet propaganda around this time as well. Like, it was going on for years already, but the internet propaganda got worse as the 10s went on. And then COVID happened, and she lost all those friends. And then after that, she immediately began claiming trans identities. Maybe not immediately. It was like months later, like August and beyond in 2020, but claimed trans identities. Like, she claimed a number of different identities. And a bit after that, she was then diagnosed with autism, which is interesting because when I hear these stories, usually you're diagnosed with autism well before or immediately after you detransition. Not usually during the trans process, but any diagnosis of autism is just completely ignored if a person says they're trans. So she went trans, but didn't really she only wanted surgery. Like, she was uncomfortable with her chest. I mean, I'd imagine any young girl would be, especially if you're getting unwanted attention. That's actually a normal part of puberty, to be uncomfortable in your body. I had that in my puberty. So she was then put on testosterone anyway because she was like jealous of the people on the trans propaganda she was watching, how low their voices were. And it only took a 30-minute appointment with Planned Genocide to get that. And she was on that stuff for an entire year, which did a whole lot of damage to her body. And then she was given a double mastectomy at 19, or I guess about 19, just before 19, in Albany. And then within 6 weeks, or I guess a little over 6 weeks later, it was about 44 days, 6 weeks and 2 days, according to the video I saw, she regretted it really quick. Like, a lot of these detransitioners were trans for years. Like, she did have euphoria, but only for like a month. And after about a month and a half post-op, it was, she had it brutal. Like, the regret was really high, and she was crying like every day. I mean, it's just so heartbreaking, especially for a person on the spectrum. I mean, I can relate to what she was going through in the prelude to her going trans, at least a little bit. But, like, this should never happen. Like, she regretted it so fast too. And she has since tried to sue her provider, which didn't really get anywhere. And what she really needed was adults that would help her during the times of distress, which is what I'm here to provide, especially for folks on the spectrum. You could say the prelude to trans is like almost every autistic person during adolescence. It was me. I had that kind of distress. I never identified as trans, but like, I had distress related to puberty, related to isolation. Nothing related to same-sex attracted, though. I'm a straight guy, but like, it's really tragic that a lot of these kids are just being completely abandoned and forgotten, and like, they have to be trans in order to actually get support. And it's just really heartbreaking. Like, Cristina should never have had to go through that. Her voice is damaged, her body is damaged, her chest is obviously damaged. it's like, that's the last thing any kid needs, especially one on the spectrum. Like, I don't think she was put on SPED considering how late she was diagnosed, but she still had problems mainly with the same-sex attraction. Like, I personally don't believe autistic people are more likely to be gay, but, you know, I can see how there'd be a slightly higher percentage of autistic detransitioners that are gay because of the distress you would be having with both being autistic and same-sex attracted. Like, that's like the ultimate distress right there. And during my own adolescence, I used to think that that was impossible considering the abuse you would suffer from, even though that's not entirely true these days. But like, what Cristina went through should never happen to any child. And we want to be there for the children that are in the distress that she was in the distress that I was in, folks like Chloe Cole, folks like Laura Becker, Simon Maya Price, Reggie Heron, the list goes on. I mean, I'm not a detransitioner like them, but I got close. Like, I barely missed it. I was at the doorstep. But, like, we gotta stop allowing this to happen. Like, this is medical malpractice. And children deserve much better. It's a brain problem, not a body problem. Like, you're always going to be uncomfortable, but you will get used to it. Like, in puberty, in my case, puberty was pretty early. Like, my puberty was well in swing by 12 years old. I mean, shoot. Mine was, like, around the same time as Christina's, even though I'm a guy. So, it's just, like, insane. Like, and if you're on the spectrum, like, puberty's more intense for you. And I'd imagine Cristina felt that. And a lot of other autistic detransitioners. So, like, we got to be there for all these kids. We got to tell them this is a normal part of growing up. You're going to have this discomfort through your adolescence. And we got to tell them that we're there for them and that we love them. Like, to tell parents and kids that parents don't love kids if they don't affirm these fake identities is wrong, and it's abuse, and it's malpractice, and quite frankly should be illegal. So, you know, the detransitioners are done a lot of a good job in these past few years, but we got to do the same thing for folks on the spectrum at large. Like, anyone on the spectrum, even those of us who might have missed or been grazed by the ideology. Like, we might have come out intact, but that doesn't mean we didn't fall for it. So, like, it's a whole thing. But we got to be there for every child, especially on the spectrum. Like, the kids on the spectrum struggle more than any other group anywhere in the world. Like, no one else even comes close. And I've been talking about that throughout this whole series. And Cristina, like many others, deserved so much better. That is an understatement. Like, what we deserve is so much better. But yeah, that was day 166. I'll see you on day 167. Thank you very much for watching this video. God bless you. God bless Cristina Hineman. And God bless America.